Hi everyone, and welcome to Feeling Ways, first instalment of pain management. Today we're going to be talking about myofascial pain syndrome, and this is something that is quite close to my heart as I've been struggling with it for the past few years really, and I've been using my work to better understand what it's all about. And it actually, it's dawned on me about 90% of the people that come to me are really suffering from it. If it's not myofascial pain syndrome, it's a metabolic issue that they're dealing with to do with trigger point inflammation, muscle tension and soreness that doesn't seem to die down. So part of the work that we do, if it's other than nutritional therapy, it's postural work and just really identifying what it is that's triggering the issue, how we can rebalance the body and make it work a little bit more efficiently. All that this myofascial pain syndrome is, it's a metabolic issue, it's on a cellular level, but really it's a system issue as well. It's something that the body is expressing. It's an imbalance that we need to take note of, understand and just try and harmonise slowly over time. Through doing that anyway, we certainly gain an understanding of our own bodies. So with the Feeling Way, it's an individualised approach based on general information, and it's amazing how quickly the body responds to what it really needs. So when clients come to me, we recognise that it's a process that we're about to go into. It's a journey, it's a healing process. When the body has been wound up over time with this inability to really relax and this chronic pain and fatigue, the body needs to be acknowledged as a whole. It needs to be taken care of, and it needs to be taken through the transition of healing slowly and gently. So basically what we want to do is take note of what's going to be needed in this process. The first thing is to take time. Most people coming to me as a practitioner are coming from a heavy workload, a stressful life, and what we don't want to do is rush into anything. And gradually what we want to do is day to day be taking time to notice what our bodies are telling us. What is my body saying to me today? What does it need? What can I give it? How can I look after it? We also want to observe. We want to take a look at posture and the way that we're moving, the way that our bodies are interrelating with everything around us and our environment. What is the nature of the pain that we're dealing with, and is it different from one minute to the next? Does it strike more in the morning or the evening? Honouring ourselves, and part and parcel of all of that is taking time and observing, but to truly be honouring ourselves is to really be in agreement with ourselves that we are worth looking after, that we're going to sacrifice the things that aren't working for us, that we're going to take the time and we're going to take our bodies gently through this transitional change and really gain from it the information we need to look after ourselves long term. Emotional and energetic balance is really one of the key tools that we're going to use. If we're going to take our body from a position of imbalance and instability to a position of strength and renewed balance, we need to be able to check where our energy is, what is blocked, what's moving freely, emotional energy as well, whether we've got any emotional imbalances that are impacting the muscular tension we're experiencing. Allergies and sensitivities, as a nutritional therapist, it's something that we look into quite a lot in depth really. A lot of myofascial pain syndrome sufferers, or chronic fatigue, anxiety, depression, anything like that is actually sometimes a core issue is really the digestive system. Allergies and sensitivities caused by foods and environmental toxins. So what we want to do is look into that, rebalance and remove the allergens and stabilise the system. We do that by drawing in living foods, living and raw foods, and we bring in as many whole foods as possible. What that's going to be doing is we're going to give the muscles and the body's systems, which all work together, what they need to regulate again and be working together and to be flushing toxin out. when our muscles are tight over time and there's this inability to relax and recover, especially after exercise, what happens is there's a general build-up of toxin. So we would need to reduce the inflammation which is caused by this build-up by bringing in as many powerful functional foods. So that's what we would do. Hormonal imbalance is something that we would, especially with women, want to identify whether there's an issue there. Hormones are going to play a vital role in stabilizing the system, regulating energy and harmonizing the systems in the body so that the body starts to feel it is okay to relax and function in a way that is appropriate. Toxic metals and chemicals, these are things that we need to be highly aware of, especially, I say that loosely, especially women. Everyone is vulnerable to these, but beauty products, cosmetics, cleaning products, plastics and environmental pollutants are things that all have an impact on the body, especially upon the thyroid and the adrenals that are going to also, we'll look at in depth later on, but those play a vital role in stabilising, if we're going to recover from something like myofascial pain syndrome. Enzymes are things that we're either going to supplement with or just be highly aware of drawing upon with our living foods and our raw foods and whole foods. These are the catalysts to all the great processes of detoxification and restoration in the body. Moving on to the way that we're going to then move. So we want to start with obviously addressing what the problem is, filling the body with what it needs to function differently, and then move it in a way that complements what we're doing from the inside. So what we do is body, core and mind movement, body, mind, core movement. It's moving from the core, it's understanding that we have core energy in us that needs to flow freely through the entire body, and it's a lot of kind of postural adjustments and then moving in a way that frees up energy and complements what we need our body to do, which is to relax. In doing this, we rid ourselves of old movement patterns, old patterns of energy that are either blocked or not working properly in the body. We also remove old programs that are running in the system. So these are also the things that we tell ourselves, and the things that we tell ourselves, especially in relation to our health and our body. We want to enhance the relationship we have with our body and understand that the way that we move and the way that we think and move, they both affect one another. So with body work, we talk about things being psychosomatic and somatopsychic. So the way that we move impacts the way that we feel, and the way that we feel impacts the way that we move. And having experience with this myself, I know if we're going through a transitional period, we want to encourage the body to really feel it in its entirety. So feel it in the mind and the body. Day-to-day struggling with pain is debilitating and depressing, and we can feel that we have emotional attachments to pain as well. So all of that needs to be let go of, and that is done slowly and over time. Digestive system, we want to, with any individual suffering from any metabolic issue to do with pain and tension, most of the time what's happening is a malabsorption issue, is to do with the digestive system. We want to pacify any kind of inflammation or infection going on. We need to identify why the system isn't absorbing and assimilating the food, and especially with this kind of process, we're going to be bothering to find food that works for us. It's from a good source, it's hopefully organic, and from a good place. And we want our body to be able to register this as good food and do with it what we want as well. The last thing is more of a visual tool, especially in terms of the way that we start to move, is to visualize ourselves like a young tree. This ability to be flexible but to stand firm, to be strong and movable, to withstand our environment, the ability to draw up nutrients, and the ability to let go of toxic waste, and just to be free and strong. And this is something that I definitely use myself, this visual tool to bring in flexibility and vitality. So if we're going to put nutrition, vital energy and energetics to one side, let's talk about really also at a biological level, what's going on with myofascial pain syndrome. As I've said earlier, it's a mitochondrial issue, it's a metabolic issue. So in the next series, we're going to be looking at the thyroid and the adrenals, how the body generally regulates its energy, and in terms of what's going on with a pain syndrome or a tension issue, there's obviously a block somewhere, there's something that needs some help, and with food and movement we can help free up the energy, free up the load on the systems that are struggling, and help the body rid itself of toxin, regulate its energy better, and work with the energy in a more efficient manner. So there's hope and there's a way forward with all of this. Down the line, we'll be going into different myofascial release techniques, movement techniques and massage techniques as well, but also be going into specific nutritional therapy advice that I'd give anybody that isn't individualized, but it really works, and it's just working with main principles that help us better understand what is going on in the system. My body, for some reason, is unable to release itself of tension. My trigger points are inflamed as my nerves are being compressed by inflammation and tension. My body isn't able to produce enough energy to relax the muscles, and it actually takes a lot more energy to relax the muscle than contract a muscle. So in terms of sports recovery and day-to-day existence, to have the body release itself of toxin, release itself of tension and pain, emotionally and physically, is a gift, and it's something that we need to help our bodies with sometimes. So this is what we're going to do in the series, and you can follow me on Twitter or Facebook or www.thefeelingway.com. So stay tuned, and next time we'll be going into this in a bit more depth. Thank you very much. Bye.